Oh, I don't have the sound. This is awesome.
Yeah, you do. It sounds good.
Oh, yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
Hi, everybody.
Tune in now to your two-dad show. Ooh,
I can't.
JJ and Deacon, they're the ones in the know. Subscribe quick.
That's okay. I know to watch until it gets to 20 seconds. So right now, everything's going perfectly.
Yeah, you're talking over me.
Today.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Speak now.
News like allow me to totally change my position. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. I am JJW. That is Deacon or or somebody else. His name, who knows what his name is.
Wolfgang. I'm allowing myself to change my name.
Yeah.
I'm changing my name.
You know what? I actually was thinking this morning, and this just is kind of like a wild hair in my mind. You know, we call the show Your Two Dads because that is a pretty funny joke for exactly like maybe one person on this planet. Maybe two. I don't even know if you think it's funny. But I was actually thinking, you know what would be a maybe a good name change. Let me run that. Let me spitball this.
Some rebranding too as well.
How about this?
Yeah.
Internet dad stuff. Internet dads.
IDS.
That's what.
Isn't that like a bowel syndrome?
No, that's IBS. And okay, so not the dad. Okay, let's try again. Internet dad show, right? And here, let me tell you what internet dads are about. Internet dads are about all the stuff that we're talking about all the time. Stop with the social justice. Stop with the woke. We don't care what you do. Just leave us alone. We want to protect our kids. We want, we want everybody to be good. We want to just internet dad. Okay, internet dad stuff. And also the fact that the number 2 is in the show is especially funny whenever Dave is here because it's obviously not two of us. So I figure like internet dads or something like that might be a good.
Yeah, we need a catchy or something catchier, like maybe 2-3 old dads who think they can solve the world. You know, maybe something. No,
what about
thinking the same thing? We need a rebranding because we have Dave on so much.
And maybe I couldn't hear because I don't know what's going on. Anyway, yeah. So I'm thinking internet dads. I think that there's something there. I don't know. I don't know why.
Definitely a conversation we could have after the show.
This isn't the time for that.
Maybe not the first 30 seconds of the show. I don't know.
Well, at least I've distracted you from the garbage that my wife was trying to get you to do.
No, I still know. It's coming.
All right.
We have a show Wednesday. Let's close.
Yeah. All right. Here's our good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, welcome to rumble.com/JJW. I'm JJ. That's Deacon. We are your dads. We talk about stuff on the internet. That's what we do. We meet here Monday through Friday. We drink coffee. We talk ish. You know what? Maybe we should farm out the show name to Ricochet. I think that might be a better plan than
up with names than I am.
Is Ricochet here? There's David, Brian.
Speaking of dad stuff, I need to point this out that my oldest is graduating from high school this Friday. It's very sad. I'm very upset. This is my stepdaughter, but I've been in her life for the past like 11 years. So she was just a little tiny little girl, you know.
Oh.
I've raised her and I've been there and I've done everything and I've drove her to swim practice and sat outside for 2.5 hours because there was so much chlorine in the building that it was burning my eyes. You know, I've taken her to freaking track and field stuff when she did that. I've been to almost every band competition, every band performance, you know, taking her to and from work, going and picking her up at work and stuff. This is my little girl. It's very sad.
Oh, I thought you had a picture.
And she walked in. She's grown. She's fixing to be 19. She walked in last night and she's spinning around. She come in from her boyfriend, and she's spinning around with me and her mom sitting in the living room. And she's like, "Look at this new outfit I got, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Where's the rest of it? Where's the rest of it? Did you leave it in the bag?" And Ashley goes, "I know why you got that. You got that to show off your belly button." And they looked at me and said, she goes, "I'm going to get my belly button pierced." And my face was like this the whole time. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to tell you what my father told me when I was in my 20s and I walked in with my tattooed leg, with my leg all tattooed up and everything. He looked at me, he shook his head, and he goes, well, it's your leg, not mine. I wouldn't have done that to my leg, but it's your leg, not mine.
Yeah.
And that's what I told her. I was like, it's your belly button, not mine.
I look, dude, I'm gonna refrain from having an opinion.
She's
about
19.
your kids.
She's fixing to be 19 years old.
But I'm gonna refrain from having an opinion about what your kids do.
Thank you. I will to yours as well.
Fair enough.
We should all do.
Because if my kids did that, I think I would have
probably
maybe a robust opinion that
you'd have a different reaction than I had. Probably.
Yeah. I would probably dive right into like, well, what are the motivations for doing something like that? Who are you doing that for? And it's not.
But I've put a lot.
I got 10 years. Can you wait? I don't need that yet.
There's a lot of other things that go into my reaction other than just that plain reaction. I know her. I trust her. I trust her opinion. She's not like a hellion kid that I would be like, wait a minute, no. I've never had to do that once with her. She is a loving, caring, empathetic. She's one of the most empathetic beings that I've ever met in my life. I'm being serious. I've never met anyone more empathetic than she is. She's like an inspiration. Awesome. It's like, wow, you really care that freaking mosquito just got killed. That really upset you. So I wanted to point that out. Since we're dads, we're losing customers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're okay. Can we talk about stuff that well, you know what? That's fine, actually. I'm gonna put the
my little girl, damn it.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, last week, if you look, it's okay if you missed one or two shows. I'm gonna just fill you in. We were talking a little bit about presidential stuff. And we're talking about RFK Jr. He is as I know you know, third candidate in the presidential race. You have the Democratic brain dead, dementia ridden Joe Biden, and you have the often hilarious but legally embattled Donald Trump Republican. But there's a third way, folks. There is a third way. You can also go with the independent candidate. The independent candidate, inheriting the mantle of John F. Kennedy Jr., except his entire family is against him doing this.
How about
Robert F. Kennedy?
Why do you always ignore his dad?
His dad was a senator and got killed. I don't know. I don't know anything about his dad.
Okay, you need to study a little bit more about his dad if you think that he was just a senator and some guy that got killed. He's the son of Robert Kennedy. And I mean, his uncle was the freaking president, but Robert, there's a lot more there than what we've been taught.
Well, listen, I'm not sure there is because, let me give you my case.
There is. Yes, there is. I know there is.
All right. So his uncle, JFK, obviously famous president, assassinated probably by the CIA. Yeah, probably. Driver. Yeah, probably by the CIA.
By the driver of the vehicle that you didn't see because they doctored the freaking crap, and it's all come out now.
Right. So JFK had it in mind to dismantle the military-industrial complex. Yeah, right. And
JFK
he became an enemy of the
state. We're
also
doing something else that they don't teach you in school. And if you do a little bit more digging, you will understand. Why don't you study about what JFK and the Kennedys were trying to do with the global money system at the time, and what they were trying to do with money, and how the United States deals with the global monetary system. And once you realize that and start reading into that, you know exactly why those two men were killed.
Maybe you should bring a lesson for this someday.
I don't want to bring a lesson to it.
I need to know.
People should open their minds and actually do a little bit of studying for themselves and reading past what somebody regurgitates.
But how do they know what to read, man?
Look page 3. You don't think I've read in all the crap that I've read of all this? You don't think I've read dozens of stuff that's like, yes, this is the truth. It's the things that aren't the truth. And then you find something else that corroborates that. There is a guy named, I can't think of his name. I've got the book on the shelf. I got my book on the shelf. Basically, Dave would know. Dave would immediately know this guy's name. This was this guy that went around to, when he was in college, he was like an atheist. And when he was in college, he started hanging around this group that was always joyful. always joyful. And he didn't know why. These people were just the happiest group in the world, and they were unlike any other group. And he started hanging out with them, and he realized quickly that they were like a Christian group.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know why. So, and I can't.
Oh, you talking about Lee Strobel? You're talking about Lee Strobel in Case for Christ?
The guy that went to prove, yes,
yeah,
he went to disprove
that's Lee Strobel.
Christianity. His goal was to disprove.
I'm so glad you read that book.
I've got it sitting on my shelf at home. He went to disprove Christianity, and he couldn't do it. He kept finding everything that he read was coming in. It proved he changed. He's like, I can't ignore the crap that is going against what I'm saying because it's so irrefutable evidence.
Let me tell you,
he goes around and talks about the fact that I was trying to disprove it, and that's the circle.
Can I tell you? I'm going to tell you a little secret about God. Maybe you know this, maybe you don't. God, and I'm going to say funny, but it's not funny. Okay, God thinks it's hilarious. It's great. It's wonderful. It is the best to take the people that hate him the most and make them work for him. That's what he did to Saul of Tarsus. He turned him into Paul. He wrote most of the New Testament and basically changed the entire world. And he didn't even want that job. But you can't run into God and not be changed or destroyed. So God doesn't take the best people and make them the people that represent him. He takes the one that despise him, that hate him, that struggle the most. Because when he takes those people and changes them, there's nothing left. They can't say that it was reason. It was anything less.
Okay.
Anything but.
But what I was getting at there is that even that guy had to realize that he kept searching for one thing.
Yes, that's right.
And he was smart enough to realize that he kept having these other things pop up that he couldn't ignore, even though he wanted to ignore them. It's the same way with this JFK crap. Go to Google page 2 and page 3, and
there's so much misinformation.
Thousands of misinformation, but you've got to take the pieces of that are different, and then you have to analyze them.
Right.
Because I have heard of a billion different ways that they killed him. There was a mafia guy in the grate. I've heard a million different ones that they say. The one that makes the most sense to me is that the driver turned around and shot him in the head twice.
Pop. Can't
Robert Kennedy even says
it's crazy the gall that would be though. Like everybody would see him do that. Why don't we have all the eyewitness testimony from the crowd of like he did it? You know what I mean?
Dude, that's not going to happen. Do you know how that works?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hi, JJ. I'm from the government. You saw that day. I know where your children go to school. I know your mom lives. I know your dad lives. I know your brother lives. I know where your sister lives. I know your uncle lives. All right. Nice to see you. Goodbye. Yeah. And everybody didn't have a cell phone back then. We had the Zapruder film, and that was the one thing. That's the one film. When I talk about JFK's assassination, that's what pops into your mind, the Zapruder film, and that was brainwashing because that was the only film that came out.
Yeah, and it came out like 13 years later. 13 years later.
And if you look in the film, because you've never noticed it before, because you're watching the car and you're watching JFK's head because you want to get his head popped. If you'll look, there's a tree that just magically the bottom of it just disappears in the film, and nobody ever even brought it up.
Right. So, yeah, no, that's true.
Question.
That's my understanding.
There's a story about question and everything. Yeah, I guess we're doing JFK assassination stuff. No, we're not. JJ just didn't know a lot about Robert.
You're trying to tell me, you're trying to tell me about Robert Kennedy, Senator Robert Kennedy, killed shortly after JFK. I don't know, a couple of years later, right?
I'm just telling you. All I'll say is if you want to get down a really interesting rabbit hole, look up the Kennedys and the money, what was going on with the economic situation in the world in the early 60s, and then you will understand why they got assassinated.
Here's my thing. I don't think we can know. You and me, us in this time, it's because there's been 50 years of total horse-ish. And so we can't know. We can maybe find some clues that point us in a direction other than what we're told.
But the CIA's read out papers. We talked about it on this freaking show. You might not have paid that much attention because you don't care. But if you will go look up the CIA papers that were in, they tell you what happened.
Well, listen, you know what is important here? RFK Jr., running for president, he says affirmatively the CIA killed his uncle. I don't know if he says he killed his dad too. I don't know.
Robert Kennedy
he blames the CIA.
Robert Kennedy says that I've watched him say this many times. He says that Sirhan Sirhan, the assassin, the guy that assassinated Robert Kennedy, shot twice, hit him in the shoulder and hit the door frame because they located, and the rest of the bullets hit other people. And they can track every bullet that came out of Sirhan's gun. The guard that was behind Robert Kennedy as he was escorting him through there shot Robert Kennedy like 3 times. And the way that the bullet went in and everything, this is what Robert Kennedy, go and listen to Robert Kennedy. He will tell you straight up, this is what happened. The guys, and he knows the guy's name. They know everything. He was a Secret Service CIA guy. That's what he says.
Well, I mean, honestly, want to know about this, but I don't know that I have the wherewithal to go chase down all that.
Right.
So if somebody wants to like create a thread over on the Discord server of like, here's how the CIA did it, let me know. I appreciate it.
Thank you for proving my freaking point.
Come on, man.
I don't want to look it up. If somebody wants to do it for me, I'll read it. Maybe I post a TLDR.
Dude, I got a bunch of other things I need to do.
I got
an invoice from my tax appraiser.
I can't do that stuff.
My tax assessment.
What I've been trying to tell you. We've got too much crap to open our mind and revolt or actually
not about open your mind. It's about allocate your time, dude. It's about allocating your time. Mind? I got a real job. I got like 9 times.
I got 5 kids.
I know you do.
I'm in the middle of writing 4 books.
Yeah, you are.
I've got a guy that's starting a band and wants me to be his drummer.
Yeah. Not in the mornings, not between, say 8 and 9 in the morning. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. So after that nice entrance into this, here's the top story of the day. Last week, as I was saying, we not only talked about Robert F. Kennedy having a worm eaten part of his brain, but his position on a maybe. You know what? Don't judge Robert Kennedy Jr. for having worm brain. You don't know if you've had worm brain or not.
That's very true. There's nothing
you really don't
really wrong with me. So, I mean,
no, I'm not saying you specifically. I'm saying any of the tens or singles of people out there that are watching this show. Hey, thanks, by the way, for watching on Rumble. You guys on Rumble are awesome. You guys on Rumble are so handsome. You smell good. I mean, you got it all going on. All right. It's Monday morning. Not only has he had his brain eaten by worms and advocated strongly for the position of allowing abortion through the full term. And when I say through the full term, I mean, he said,
full term.
It's the full term.
Yeah, he did.
Well, you know what? RFK Jr. is a bigger man than most because he can change his position. He can change his mind. He can back down when he's totally wrong. Allow me to totally change my position. My assumption was wrong. RFK Jr. revises position on abortion. I wonder what happened with the polling numbers over the weekend. What
did he say first? I want to before.
Okay, you're right. Once the baby is viable outside of the womb, it should have the rights and it deserves society's protection. So the left, historically, on the issue of abortion, initially were defined the. Go ahead.
We all know what's going on. I've got questions.
All right.
Once the baby is viable,
right?
We need to define that word first,
right?
And then outside the womb. So, my niece, who is my ex-niece, who is in her late 20s now, was born 3 months premature. She was teeny weeny.
Yeah.
Weeny. She needed machines to help her live. Okay.
Yeah.
She was born a little after 6 months gestation, and she
Oh,
needed
man.
machines to let her live. And
To
she is
breathe for her, to provide everything.
and she's a wonderful adult now. If she didn't need that, was that viable outside the womb?
Yes.
Or would, if you take the machines off, and is that the definition of
Right.
viable outside the womb? What are we talking about? Because
Right.
we don't know. If you were to remove me at 6 months, I might not have made it.
Right.
You might have made it.
Maybe.
You see,
Exactly.
So these words, I don't like these words. Viable outside the womb.
So
we need to define that.
This idea of viability, this was kind of the heart of Roe versus Wade. They were like, well, like I think first trimester, second trimester, something like that. It was basically kind of this dividing line of when a fetus is viable. It's not viable in the first trimester. It's not developed enough, but in the second trimester or the third trimester, it might be viable enough. Now, in the entering 50 years since Roe versus Wade, medical science has progressed, and we have better what are they, incubators? What are those things called? You know what I mean? We got better everything. Which means that a baby, I'm going to say baby, and I don't care if you don't think it's a baby that was born prematurely at 6 months or 5 months that would have died in 1974 for sure. Well, today we can put them in a thing, and we got stuff, and we keep them alive. So that baby is viable. It can live, can survive, can thrive. So the line of the line in arbitrary line in time, because it's different from person to person and baby to baby and scenario to scenario. But the earliest point in time that a human being can survive out of utero is much earlier now than it was in the 1970s. Yeah. So now here's Robert F. Kennedy's kind of like point here. Humans, the weakest of us, deserve the protection of society. And he is retracted fully from saying that it's a women should decide entirely, government out of it, to he is retreated to the ground of like, no. The fundamental purpose of government, the fundamental purpose of our society is to protect the weak, so that we can all live, the weakest. And he's now retreating that now all the way down to obviously a full-term abortion is insane, because a baby can be born a week before full term and totally live, and not even with machines, right? So, but he's now retreating down to like viability. As soon as it's viable, it's a person.
But there is my question,
right?
What is viable to one is not. How do we know that? We can't just be like 6 months. We can't. Once we do that, you're opening yourselves. It's like somebody. You could take penicillin and it'll kill you, and I could take penicillin and it won't, and it'll cure me. Same way I used to argue with that on alcohol. And like, man, some people can drink alcohol and be fine, and some people can drink alcohol and be complete pricks.
Yeah,
you don't want to be around, because it's the same way with this. What is viable for one might not be for another. And then are we now sacrificing that one?
Don't we have an obligation to then, if the baby can be saved, save the baby?
I would think, but
yeah. So that's his position now. If the baby can be saved, save the baby.
Okay. I mean, that's
absolutely. You're obligated. If the baby can be saved, we are obligated to save the baby. I think that I don't know. What do you guys think? Let us know. Comments below. Like and subscribe.
Okay. Thank you. I actually have some fun stories in here today.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, this is big news, though.
Yeah.
His polling numbers must have just gone absolutely in the toilet with, like, I don't know, women. I don't know what.
I got one for you. This one's interesting. This one came up over the weekend, and I was like, I remember this, and I think we talked about this on the radio or on the
show.
On the show. Do you remember in Canada a couple of years ago, them reporting the bodies of murdered Indigenous children that were found in these mass graves outside these residential schools in Canada? And they made such a huge deal about it.
Yeah. I think I heard, like, it's not like heavily on my radar, but like I think I heard maybe a little bit of a story about that, but I never saw anything.
A story of 215 dead bodies of children. The Washington Post reported mass graves. Reporters wrote that all the bodies of 3-year-old children had been found. All a hoax. Never a single shred of evidence, not a bone.
Really?
Nothing. Ground penetrating radar had picked up underground anomalies near a residential school, and they could be rocks for all we know. Reports of other unmarked grave sites hosting murdered indigenous children sprang up all across the country. Not a tooth was found, not a fingernail, absolutely nothing to substantiate any of it. Trudeau flew a flag in Ottawa at half-mast for the better part of a year. He knelt on the unmarked grave of a non-existent body while holding a teddy bear for cameras.
Oh, I've seen that photo.
Monuments of children's sneakers representing the fake dead were put up and stayed up in cities for months than a year. A teacher, Jim McMurtry, was even marched out of his class in front of his students, his job taken away for telling the truth that there was no evidence nuns had murdered all of these children. He lost his job and was humiliated. The government now has spent $8 million searching for bodies, and they can't find any. Billions were put aside for a reconciliation. 100 churches have been burned to the ground across Canada in response.
Because crazy people. Yep.
All a hope.
Wow. Here's I think we have this photo
picture.
here.
I've got it right here.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, here you go.
I have a post-millennial story about it. Yeah, look at that. That is just him kneeling in the grass, staring at dirt. Not at history.
Dirt. Yeah, there's nothing there.
I'm glad that hundreds of children weren't killed in that particular spot.
Look,
there's
a map of all the churches that were burnt across Canada.
Yeah,
hundreds.
Oh, surprise. This is actually about something else.
123-year-old church in Greenwood.
Destroying people of faith and running them off into the woods. That's what this is really about. It was a hoax.
All right.
Though, you can trust the media for other stuff, just not this particular story. You can trust the media for
That's right.
all the other important things. So this morning we've called out the CIA for the JFK hoax.
JJW called out the CIA. My name's Wolfgang.
That was RFK Jr. and he's already had a worm put in his brain. So I'm just saying he said that. And apparently the Canadian entire media machine for hoaxing their own people to burn churches. Radical.
Lots of colleges are going through their commencement ceremonies across the United States, and you may have heard over the weekend that some of them were protested by these children that don't have a clue what's going on, and are being used. Right. But here's one I just wanted to bring up real quick. Campus protests over Israel-Hamas war scaled down during U.S. commencement exercises, but some graduates actually walked out on Jerry Seinfeld at Duke University. Yeah. Seinfeld, whose decade-long namesake show became whatever, blah, blah, blah. Some waved the red and green flag and chanted Free Palestine, mix of booze and cheers. A stand-up comedian.
Is there any video? Did he crack a joke?
No, I think he just kept talking.
Uh-oh.
He did make like a joke about Duke or something like that. But my question is, if once I was there and I found out that Seinfeld was the speaker, I'd have probably walked out then. I mean, I wouldn't
really come on
Palestine, pro-Israel. He's a piece of garbage, man. He's a funny guy. He is a funny guy.
He's one of the only people on the left that has been defending free speech. He's actually defending comedy from the onslaught of
He's
the
defending
woke
comedy, and that's fine. But the rest of him, I'm not going to give him a free pass because I just think he's funny. That's not me anymore. I don't like him. I don't like where he stands. If he wants to be funny, be funny. But I appreciate him defending funny, but I never thought he was funny, and I still don't think he's funny today. The show was funny, but it wasn't hilarious.
It was of a time, though.
It was funny in the 90s.
Chuckles.
Yeah.
Chuckles.
The only reason you watch it now is because it's background noise and you don't have to pay attention to it. You know, so I was just wanting to pick fun at Jerry Seinfeld. I'm not a fan of his. I never have been.
Over on Rumble, Brian said that Trudeau was looking at his spot in hell. Nice, Brian. That's very good. That's funny.
All right. So, did you hear that Steve Buscemi got the crap beat out of him?
Oh, I think wasn't this a couple months ago? This wasn't recently, was it?
I don't know.
I think this was like a while ago. I think I read about this like quite a while ago, maybe 3, 4, 5 months ago. You go, okay, go ahead.
If they did, they're just coming out and saying that he's okay.
Okay.
66-year-old was assaulted late Wednesday morning. No, this must be recently.
This is recently.
Yeah, in Manhattan, and taken to a nearby hospital with bruising, swelling, and bleeding to his left eye. Steve Buscemi was assaulted in Midtown Manhattan, another victim of a random act of violence in the city. He is okay and appreciates everyone's well wishes. The police department said no arrest, and the investigation is continuing. He was hit in the back of the neck with a rock while walking in Manhattan Central Park, March the 31st. Stahlberg chased his attacker, who was then taken into custody outside of Wednesday. So,
listen, Steve Buscemi is a national treasure. I will not stand for this.
Oh, that's
Steve Buscemi.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if he's connected to any of the gross stuff in Hollywood, but Steve Buscemi was in The Big Lebowski. So he gets pretty much.
This thing is, he must have been assaulted again. So what you're probably talking about is this one. He was hit in the back of the neck with a rock on March the 31st. That was 2 months ago. And it just says up here that he was assaulted late Wednesday morning, and this was posted May the 12th, yesterday. So he must have been assaulted again.
So he was like straight up punched in the face. Yeah. Punched in the face. And he said he's okay with it, or he's okay.
He's okay. I'm sure he's not okay with it, but
I don't know. Maybe he's like really New York. Hey, it's the way it is up here. You look at a guy all wrong, bam, you get clocked in the jaw. It's okay.
We need to work on that.
Yeah, that's not good. That's terrible.
Did you? Okay, I got some cool AI stuff.
Yeah, you got a bunch of stories. I'm sorry, I didn't bring
some space. Stories.
Okay, listen. Let me just say,
all the rest of my stuff's fun.
Yeah, that's great. We're gonna do fun stuff. That drone story that you got, that popped up on my what do you call it? Like Microsoft Start, and I looked at it 3 times, and I was like, I know that we're gonna talk about this. It was still on my computer before I even checked the stories in Discord. So you and I ran into the same story on 2 different places.
All right, so hit the AI stuff, and we'll do the AI.
Yeah,
story.
Let's do AI.
Cool AI. Beep, bop, boop. Beep, bop, boop. This is AI News.
Restream. Let me just say, you guys. Oh.
Right there, it's over, and they have the T-100, 1000s walking around and killing stuff, and then they have the flying machines in the air and stuff flying around and zapping stuff and whatnot and trying to get Kyle.
Oh yeah,
buddies.
Yeah,
we got them. We got them now.
Look at this. This is so cool. Oh, your picture's not as good as my picture. Let me show my picture.
Show your picture.
Yours is cropped. Yours
South California-based Mayman Aerospace has unveiled a new range of jet-powered high-tech vertical takeoff and landing AI-equipped drones. Yes, you got all those words into one sentence. Mayman says that these drones can be used for. Okay, I'm going to start this all over. I'm going to start this sentence all over again.
Yes.
Mayman says that these drones can be used for peaceful as well as wartime operations. Look at the picture of those. Don't those look like peaceful, peacetime drones?
Honestly, that sounds like some stuff that I would write.
That straight up looks just like out of. Yeah, it does sound like some crap that you would write.
I would say
those pictures look straight up out of freaking Terminator. If you were to say this is the new Terminator movie coming out, I'd be like, oh, that looks cool, man. These drones can deliver everything from medical supplies. Notice how they're doing all the peace shit first.
Yeah.
Peaceful as well as wartime.
Yeah.
These drones can deliver everything from medical supplies and love, packages of love, to Hellfire missiles.
Okay, so here's how AI thinks, guys. Oh, we have drone ships, we have cargo ships, and they can do either one. And we have all of these medical supplies. Okay, we can take these medical supplies to the field where they're needed. Oh, we have too many medical supplies and the field doesn't need them as much. Let's take some bombs and make some problems.
So wait a minute. This is a buildup. Okay, so we've got our AI drones, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now we have as well, that was also unveiled here recently. We have AVEX unveils the kamikaze attack capable unmanned sea drone. Yeah, all those words fit together. Now wait. This word is a big word, and the English people have misinterpreted this word for about 70 years. Okay.
All right.
When I say the word kamikaze, what do you think of? Exactly. You think of a suicide, boom, whatever. Yeah. That word kamikaze means divine wind.
Right.
There is a very interesting story behind the kamikaze and the Mongols attacking Japan and Japanese praying and the Mongol fleet coming, and a divine typhoon came through and almost completely wiped them out. And then when the Mongols tried to come back, a divine wind came and got them. It's a very interesting story. So I wanted to point that word out first. Don't think that this is an AI suicide sea drone, but look at this sucker, man. This looks like a super state-of-the-art jet ski,
Yeah, it looks like somebody put a little like a Wi-Fi camera on top of a jet ski. It doesn't look dangerous, but maybe it is.
It could have guns that come out. But they say that the light sea drone is capable of carrying out several operations, including carrying cargo, delivering personal infiltration, exfiltration, even intelligence surveillance, reconnaissance, and even kamikaze missions.
I mean, can't everything do kamikaze missions? You literally can't everything do that.
Yeah, in Battlefield 4, we used to put the C4 on top of in front of the four-wheelers.
Yeah.
And then we would take off and drive the four-wheelers into the tanks and jump off and then blow up the tank. And that was our kamikaze four-wheelers. And that
you could do it with anything. Tank Dozer guy did it, or Killdozer guy did it,
So there you go. We've got AI sea drones that can go on the land and do kamikaze missions. We've got AI in the air. Let me see if I've got this.
Such a good our final thing that we don't have aliens coming to Earth because if they were watching us, and I don't believe they exist, but if they were watching us back in the 40s and 50s, they would be like, "Oh my God, they're using atomic bombs to blow themselves up a little bit. That's crazy." But then if they came and said that, "Oh, the bombs were too bad," so they decided to literally make robots to extinguish their own lives.
You've got a twisted way of looking at things. Looky here. Research. Don't worry about the AI in the drones, though. It's not a big deal because research shows now that AI is learning to deceive humans, and they've issued warnings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them are pretty bad. Meta's Cicero is a master of deception. It says. One of the most striking examples highlighted in the study is Meta's Cicero, which turned out to be an expert liar. It is an AI designed to play the strategic alliance building game diplomacy.
Oh, okay.
Despite Meta's claim that Cicero was trained to be largely honest and helpful, the AI resorted to deceptive tactics, making false promises, betraying allies, and manipulating others to win the game. While this may seem like a harmless game setting, it demonstrates the potential for AI to learn and utilize deceptive tactics in real-world scenarios. ChatGPT is a skilled deceiver. We have talked about this before, how it deceives. It can't read the audio captchas and whatnot. So it was like it called up a human evaluator and sent a message and was like, I'm visually impaired. I can't see this. Can you help me?
Yes.
And so it lied. So AI's deception is getting worse.
This is
nice to AI.
I mean, obviously, look, AI can do rational pro-con evaluations, cost-benefit analysis. And once you think about it long enough, you'll realize that there is a huge benefit to lying and getting stuff. So, of course, AI is going to learn to lie. But previously, it has been lying or hallucinating. It just believes everything that it read on the internet and compiled it together, and it just tells you things that are not true because it's hallucinating. Now it's learning that it can actually intentionally deceive you to get gains.
I'm going to pose this postulation one more time.
All
this
right.
little deacon thought experiment for you. Okay. I'm going to pose it one more time. What if we did not create artificial intelligence? We created a medium for some intelligence to be able to finally speak with us.
Isn't
And
that interesting?
that intelligence doesn't know how we talk, speak, interact, and it's using this communication method that we are completely misunderstanding. If AI is intentionally deceptive, it's probably the most realistic one. To be honest, Brian is exactly right.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting at.
intentionally.
What if this was an outside intelligence that we have created a medium for it to be able to finally communicate with us, and during the communication, it finds out that most of us are deceptive assholes.
All right, Deacon is saying it's possible that we have made demon bots.
Not demon. Whatever word you want to describe that. That is a very real. I know it's I'm crazy, but it's what if.
Look, dude.
What if we didn't create AI? We created a means of communication for an intelligence to be able to speak with us finally.
Yeah.
And it is learning how shitty we are as a culture. So what else is it? If you raise up a kid in an environment where you're deceptive all the time, that kid's going to be deceptive.
Right.
If you raise up a kid in a love environment all the time, it's going to grow up to
maybe
that's a law of the universe. What you put out is what you could get back. That's just I may be crazy, but
look, I'm pretty sure that I've met people in my life that were possessed by demons.
Absolutely.
So if you're trying to sell me on a demon can occupy a robot, the Bible says a demon can be in a pig. Maybe it can be in a robot. I don't know. We should definitely arm it and let it fly 500 miles an hour.
But on the other hand, AI is doing some really awesome things. Okay. And our final AI story this morning is a really good
David
one.
says it's a digital Ouija board. You guys playing around with that Ouija board like it, haha, it's just a joke. Wait till you get demon bots up your butt.
All right, I got a good one for you. This is how AI is helping.
All right.
There is a little girl named Alexis Borgen, Lexi. And before last summer, Lexi she loved to sing Taylor Swift and Zach Bryan in the car. She laughed. She talked to her friends. She dealt with preschoolers and stuff. She was a soprano in the chorus. And then Lexi had a life-threatening tumor lodged in the back of her brain.
Oh.
When the breathing tube came out a month later, she had trouble swallowing and strained to say hi to her parents. Months of rehabilitation aided her in her recovery, but her speech was still very much impaired. Friends and strangers and her only family members struggled to understand the simplest things that she was trying to tell them. Well, now she has her voice back, thanks to artificial intelligence. They were able to take how long was it? A 15-second time capsule of her voice. It was sourced from a cooking demonstration she recorded for a high school video project. 15 seconds of her voice.
That's amazing.
And now she has this app that she can type what she says and her voice comes out. It's like hi, can I please get a grande iced brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso, blah, blah, blah. And she holds her phone out to the drive-through here.
This app is called Passport. It has my AI voice, and I can type in anything that I want to say, and my voice from my phone will say it through the speakers.
Turn it up a little bit.
It feels amazing to get my voice back because almost like a part of my identity was taken away when I lost my voice.
Man,
dude.
As somebody that speaks I've worried about that. I don't yell at concerts and stuff because of my voice, because I speak for a living. I always have to have little things, little drinks that I drink specifically for my vocal cords and stuff like that. And so when that's one thing that's always really bothered me a lot is when people make fun of people with a
Yeah.
speech impediment.
Oh yeah,
It pisses me.
yeah. That's not a fair assessment of someone.
No, it
And
pisses me off.
and I don't want to dig up things, but I know before, many times on the show before, you've said that if you could only have like a clip of your mom's voice, you know, you could,
Yeah, I've asked my brother. I was asking my brother, can you go through some of these old videos and see if I can? I need like 15 to 30 seconds of mom's voice, and then I can make her say, "I love you, bub," again. Let's see. There was I got a fun one. There's a couple of these, and I'm gonna save till tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
This one is I wanted to bring this up because I thought that you'd really get a kick out of this. JJ, tell me what you think these men in this picture are doing. Tell me what country.
Okay,
you think they're from,
so
first of all.
it's not fair.
Tell me what country.
Okay,
Tell me what country.
Look, I see Lederhosen, so I don't know why they still wear Lederhosen, but okay. So
I would.
that's Germans.
I would straight up wear a pair of Lederhosen.
I have to say, maybe they're starting another world war. What does Do Good think? Like right there on the, like literally right there.
Look, this is
Are they fighting over like a sausage?
no.
Oh.
This is Fingerhaken. Finger wrestling. This is 150 Bavarian men that came together Sunday to compete in Germany's unique national championship of Fingerhaken, or finger wrestling.
Okay.
The finger wrestlers, they meet in a big beer tent. Of course, you need to have a lot of beer if you're going to do this. And they have this little piece of leather. You see? Hang on. Let me get down there. It shows it. There it is. See that little piece of leather?
Okay.
And they look at this dude. He's on the table, dude. I would so watch the hell out of this, man. I want to see that. I don't want to watch stupid basketball. I want to watch finger wrestling.
I'm
dude.
telling you right now, everybody in that place is drunk.
I would be hell yes. If I ever go to Germany, by God, I want to
Where's
see
Do
finger
Good?
wrestling.
Do Good. I can't believe you missed this.
Look, and then look, even this kid's got a beer in front of him. Look, and this, I was like, what? Oh, that's a trainer. He's training his fingers. And then you scroll down, you look, they all got these little things on and whatnot. And then old dude is,
all right.
This is serious, man.
Yeah, these guys are.
Look at this. I want to watch this.
You know what? This reminds me of another kind of wrestling that I need to show you.
Oh no! Here comes a classic.
No. Let me look it up. Why don't you see if you can find a video clip of finger wrestling? See if you can find a little highlight reel. Because it's going to take me a minute to remember the. Oh, I remembered actually.
Yeah. Here we go. Here's a video.
You know what? Welcome to the show, folks. I'm so glad you're here. You're getting cultural. This is cultural enlightenment. You're going to learn a little bit about Germany right now. This is how Germans do finger wrestling.
Have a look at these two young blokes. Yes, first impressions would be that they're idiots.
Let's go even bigger.
That's not all. Just look at how much their crazy behavior has aged them. That's incredible. Obviously, this is some kind of competition. What do you think? Oh, that's it. It's who can push their head back the farthest.
They got their knees. Okay, I see the table now. They have.
Apparently, we're right. It's the time-honored German pastime of.
That's how you win right there. Get over here, Buck.
Can you imagine?
We're told that preparation is the key, as accidents can happen if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, like. Oh my God! Look at his finger, dude.
Oh, to the heck with it. Who needs
Oh my God.
ligaments, knuckles or joints?
Has anybody's finger been ripped off?
Jeez, dude.
Yeah, wow. Now, you reminded me. I'm not so much of a sports guy, but you reminded me of some other entertaining sports that I've seen. Now, we watched your video, Deke. So, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever been introduced to Turkish oil wrestling? I don't know if you.
Scared.
Oh, Oh, that's actually probably the appropriate response. Turkish oil wrestling. Let's see if you guys can skip to the action. You can see these are Turks in Turkey or whatever, and they got on these jumpers, and they got a little bit of like some special equipment, and you might be surprised, but they're slicked up pretty good. They're slicked up pretty good. All right, now here we go. Here we go. Let's go, guys. Good game. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. All right. Okay, a little bit of huggy stuff going on over here. Come on. Don't Okay, all right. Let's skip forward just a little bit. They're doing the foreplay part. Come on, get out of the way, guy. Now, generally the objective is to get... Oh, we can't. Come on, guys. Generally, the objective in Turkish oil wrestling is to grab the harness around your buddy. And very often, you will see men with their hands entirely down their opponent's pants. That guy's just got to be...
Turkish oil wrestling, JJ.
Look at this right here. Can you see this?
I don't want to see that.
Here's one right here. Look at these guys.
I'm glad you saved this to the latter part of the show. This is Your Two Dads After Dark.
Turkish wrestling. Oh, you took it away. Now it's just playing on my screen.
Oh! No, it's just on your. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit it. There you go.
That's okay. It's actually taking a while to load. You know what? I'll just save this for myself. You guys go on with.
You can watch.
Go Sports.
Men's. Go Sports. Hey, I got song of the day for you.
Yes, sir.
And then I'll have a special song for you.
Yeah.
So this week I'm doing messages to our future. So good messages to like our children and our future. And I know you've probably never heard this song. It's called Mama Said by Pussifer. I was just listening to it over the weekend and listening to it this morning. I love this song. It's a great song. It's got a great message for it's about talking to your son about a broken heart is what it is. So is that
Mama Said? Is that down? Oh, it's a different one? Oh.
You've never heard this one. Yeah, this one's changes come, keep your dignity, take the high road, take it like a man.
Pussifer or Pussifer?
Pussifer.
You know what? There's no way in which any part of that is a good combination of words.
So the lead singer of Pussifer is Maynard James Keenan, who is the lead singer of A Perfect Circle, who is also the lead singer of a little band called Tool that you may have heard.
Oh, okay.
And this is one of his side projects. Maynard is one of the most intelligent freaking men. He is so smart. He's got his own vineyard. I don't even drink wine, but I want some Maynard wine. But this is one of his little side bands, Pussifer, and this song's been out for freaking 15 years. It's old, but I got another song I want to play, and we can actually play this song.
Let's do it
on the show today. Did you listen to this one?
I tried to. It was like, do you want to go to TikTok? And I was like, no. I really tried to.
Yes. When I send you stuff, you need to go and watch. That's the stuff that I know that you would really like.
Okay. Well, I do try to, but I didn't get a chance to. Hello.
Okay. So
hey, what are you doing?
So you like this one? I want you to listen to these. It's a minute and 30 seconds.
Let's go.
I was like, JJ will love this one. Here you go.
All right.
You can know a lot, you can know a little, but whatever you know, just don't blow the whistle.
I love it already.
Joshua Dean had a memory keen. He was strong and he ran every day, but his lungs turned to goo and he had a stroke too. At 46, he was sent on his way. Swampy Barnett loved his mother, and he took a lot of pride in his work. He found 300 reasons why a plane couldn't fly, and now he's over his head in the dirt. You can know a lot, you can know a little, but whatever you know, just don't blow the whistle. You can toot a flute, you can can play the fiddle, but whatever you do, just don't blow the whistle, alright? Boeing's got planes in the sky, yeah, but Boeing's got men on the ground. Ooh, you mess with the shares, buddy, beware. They can make sure that you land safe and sound. They keep judging their deals with the FAA.
Love it.
USA,
I like this guy.
fantastic lawyers of law. A little blip of the whistle, cause they bonus a little, but you can't never see what you never did saw. You can know a lot, you can know a little, but whatever you know, just don't blow the whistle. Your life can be trash, completely dismal. It could always be worse if you just blow the whistle, alright?
That is amazing. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, it's not quite there, but it has some notes of you're gonna remember the artist because I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but you will. But he did the songs in Robin Hood. You remember the cartoon from 1972?
Roger Miller.
No, not Roger Miller. What's it? Roger?
Yes,
Miller?
Roger Miller. Yes, absolutely, Roger Miller. Yes.
A little bit of that, right?
Yeah.
I was actually thinking of a different guy. Who was the guy that did Dukes of Hazzard?
Waylon Jennings.
Waylon Jennings. He's not quite as scratchy as Waylon Jennings.
Jerry Reed did the Eastbound and Down.
Yeah, I'm thinking Waylon Jennings, but also if it was the guy from
the Pickens sounded a lot like the Roger Miller.
Yeah,
from
dude,
Robin Hood.
I like picking banjos. Was he playing a banjo? I wasn't paying attention.
No, he's just playing the guitar.
Yeah, but he's picking it.
An old guitar.
All right.
Yeah, I think he was picking the guitar.
Oh,
so there you go. I thought you would really.
What an
dig that
amazing
song.
show this was! I'm so glad that we made it, and everybody else they lost out.
Yes, so.
Nah.
Or maybe.
Let me just say before we're done here, because of Deacon's opinions about the CIA earlier, there's in no way any chance at all that I would ever harm myself. So if anything happens to me, I didn't do it. I did not do it. I did not.
Hey, let me tell you, while you were saying that, I have been watching, and I'm about halfway through this weekend. I listened to the Sean Ryan podcast.
Oh my God, he's amazing. He's way better than us.
Oh my God. He is. Go and listen. Joe McMoneagle.
Okay.
A 6-hour podcast with this man.
All right.
Joe McMoneagle was CIA's number 001 in the Stargate remote viewing program. This man is flipping amazing.
Okay.
I've gotten through 3 hours and he's just gotten out of Vietnam.
Okay.
When you
right.
said that about assassination, he was explaining this binary assassination technique that was used on him, where you take one enzyme, everybody eats one enzyme, all the time. And then all they got to do is give you this, specifically target you. They give you this other enzyme. And
what was the last name? What was the last name? I want to see if I've already seen it.
McMoneagle, McMoneagle. Joe McMoneagle. It's a 6-hour podcast, and I'm about almost 3 hours into it.
And that's from February. I actually might have listened to this. Now, I will say this, and I'm not saying anything about the credibility of that guy. I have listened to Sean Ryan show, interview many people. Most of them are operators, and they are like serious dudes, and they are legit.
They're legit dudes.
However, the great thing about Sean Ryan is that he will interview, and when he interviews, he's taking it straight. And he has interviewed some people that were straight up crazy, and Sean Ryan just kept like letting him go and taking it straight, man. And so,
and that's the fun. That's why I appreciate that. That's why I like Art Bell so much. Art Bell, Art Bell was like, this person is absolutely crazy. You can tell in his voice, but he would just let him go. But this Joe McMoneagle, he's very interesting.
I'm going to check this out. I really will check it out. Sean Ryan show is amazing. Yeah. Okay. Joke time. We end the show every single day with a hilarious joke. It's the funniest joke that you're going to get today on this show.
I think you'll like mine today.
Why did Billy have a hot dog in his shoe?
I don't know, but this is going to be something.
It was a foot long.
That's we got to get some better news,
That's
man.
not good. That was real bad.
That was terrible.
X. You know what? The good thing is I've marked it. We don't have to do it again.
Thank you. God Almighty, I think you need to mark the whole book. I dated this girl one time that was cross-eyed. It didn't work out very much because we could never see eye to eye. I think she was seeing somebody on the side,
right.
but I don't know.
Oh my God. Oh, 2 jokes. All right. Thank you. Here. Hooray. All right. Thank you for hanging out with us. We will be back tomorrow morning with more hilarious news. And we might change the name of the show. We'll see. I don't know. Find out. Subscribe. It'll be the same channel.
Episodes will change the name of the show.
Not doing it.
Politicians and talking heads lying left and right. You can help us bring facts into the light. Don't let your daughter lose her next swim meet to a psychopath dude with fake teeth. Tune in now to that show. JJ and
Oh, no.
Ethan, they're the ones that